Paulaner Oktoberfest beer.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. The sun is out, but it's freezing cold out now. So, I reckon it's time for a Paulaner. And I have got none other than the Paulaner Oktoberfest beer. Now, this was quite hard to get hold of, and it is now September the 25th, and it's only dropped in this week, and I've got the Paulaner one and the Hacker-Shaw too. So the only outstanding one at the moment, of course, is the Augustiner. So what is this? This is the Paulaner Oktoberfest beer. Now this is actually served up in Munich during the Oktoberfest beer, and of course Paulaner being the biggest brewer in Munich and being part of the big six that are allowed to sell beer in Munich during the Oktoberfest. The others, of course, being Augustiner, Hacker-Shaw, Hofbrau, Spartan, and of course Löwenbräu. And I've actually got a Löwenbräu in the fridge. I'm going to review that again. I think I may have fucked that up by putting it in the freezer and then taking it out again, and you know, it just didn't taste that good, not in my opinion anyway. Anyway, let's get back to this stuff. Now, this is, of course, this is legendary stuff, and that is the only beer that they will serve up in their tents during the Oktoberfest. You won't get any other type of beer. You won't get their Weiss beer, you won't get a Helles, etc., or a Dunkel, which I think is a shame. You know, I think the Oktoberfest should be a showcase for all their beers, but Paulaner need no introduction. They are a really good brewery, and I've tried I think I've tried almost all their beers. I have had the Oktoberfest beer before. That was about 2 years ago. A mate of mine, and I've got the Stein here. This came with a litre can in there, and he brought that over for me. Now I'm loath to try a beer in a Stein because I think Steins are a little bit too much, and by the time you get to the bottom of the Stein, the beer is slightly warm and it's not as nice as when it's cool and refreshing. And of course, I know it's traditional, and believe me, I've been to there's a German bar in London Bridge called Katzenjammer, and a mate of mine, a Scottish fella, he had a Stein of beer. He was drinking Steins, and I don't drink Steins. It's just, I just think it's too much. And as I say, the reason before, where it gets cold at the bottom, I think it just spoils the experience for me. I'd rather have, and you can go to the opposite end of the scale with that. When you look at Kölsch, they have it in a 25 centilitre Stanger, as they call it, which is a long, thin glass, and you sort of drink that quite quickly. It's always cold, it's always fresh, and they come along and they, you put your beer mat on top and they come along and they fill it up again. So you're always getting cool, fresh beer. With a Stein, if you're talking, and, even the most seasoned drinker, by the time it gets to about quarter full, that's going to be a little bit warm. So that's why I don't drink out of a Stein, or certainly not a litre Stein. I did consider getting a half litre Stein, but then I thought, I've got this, and this is a Pilsner glass. This is an ABK Pilsner glass. I've tried the ABK. They're a Bavarian brewer as well. I tried their Fest beer. I've reviewed it as well. That'll be coming up soon at some point. And that was quite good. But I have got really high hopes for this. as I say, 2 years ago was the last time I tried this, and I do remember it being really good. So let's see if it's as good as I remember. Okay, this is 6%. All right, so bear that in mind with your Stein, because with your litre Stein, you're knocking them back, you are going to get fucked. I think 6% is when it starts getting a bit serious on the percentages. It's half litre bottle. Of course, it has got the stamp, the EU protected status geographical stamp on there, as all Bavarian beers do. There is the label, quite an elaborate label, and of course you've got the Paulaner cap, the legendary Paulaner cap. It's a Märzen as well, which is a style of beer that was brewed in March for October. It was lagered all over the months, the summer months, and for October you would drink it then. But this is a really nice style of beer, Märzen. I do like it. So let's get it open. Cap will go in the collection, yeah. All right, let's get it in the glass. I've given it a bit of an aggressive pour there, so it's got a head on there. This glass is absolutely filthy. Look at the state of that. That is disgusting. I do apologise, my sincere apologies for that. That is unforgivable. I'm getting some of the aromas already, very grassy, earthy type aromas already. But look, oh yeah, fucking hell. That's really nice. Sweet pilsner, Munich pilsner malt. Grassy herbal notes, some lemon citrus, and some earthiness to it. There's also a touch of pepper on there as well, which is really nice, and it's more or less what I would have expected. Now, the Märzen is usually slightly darker in colour. Well, no, that's a lie. Märzen can be anything from this colour to like a darkish amber, and I'm really only used to the sort of dark amber colour. But that's a very nice golden colour. Look at the state of the glass. See all them bubbles clinging to the side of the glass? That is a bad sign. That is a sign of a dirty glass, and I do apologise for that, but too late now. It's only going to be me drinking it, and it's only going to be my shit in that glass. Head's dissipating quite quickly there. You've just got like a sort of a foamy, that's white head. That's probably down to all the dirt in there as well. That, you know, not good at all. There's a fair amount of carbonation. There are large bubbles in there, but it looks quite well carbonated. Head is virtually dissipated, unfortunately. So let's get it tasted. Let's see what's going on. Zum Wohl, as they say in Germany. Oh, it's really nice. Oh, I'm loving that. That is really nice. Let me dive in again here. Yeah, lovely, sweet, grassy type flavours on there. There's earth and a little bit of spice. So the hop character's coming through here quite well. But then you're left with another touch of sort of sweet grass and malt, that sweet Munich pilsner malt, and it's really nice. I can see why this is what they sell at the Oktoberfest. Yeah, that's really nice. To be honest, I think the Helles is nicer. That's just my take on it. The I think the Hofbrau was nicer than this. The Hofbrau Oktoberfest beer, which I reviewed, have a look at that, it's on the channel. That was an outstanding beer. And when I say outstanding, I mean it was outstanding. This stuff, I think, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it is really good. But you've got to remember, I'm comparing beers from the top of the tree now. I'm comparing beers from the top of the scale now. And this stuff, I don't think it's as good as the Hofbrau stuff. Having said that though, it's fucking amazing stuff. The mouthfeel is superb. That what looked like coarse carbonation in the glass, that does not translate to the mouthfeel at all. That is really, really smooth, and it goes down really nice indeed. And yeah, it's just super drinkable, I will say that. God, fucking hell. I have got to put that down. That was a full pint a few minutes ago. So that will give you testimony to how drinkable that stuff is. You wouldn't think it was 6% either. Don't really get any hints of spirit alcohol in there at all. So all you're getting is a really good, tasty, bottom fermented beer. Dogs are killing each other, as usual. So what's the verdict on Paulaner Oktoberfest beer? It's really nice. There's no denying it, and I can see why. I know they put these in steins, and you know it is definitely drinkable. But I think 3 or 4 steins, and I'd be struggling. I would be fucking bloated. Not for the want of trying, believe me. It's just so good though. It is really flavoursome, very smooth, lots of earthy character, lots of spice on there, lots of that lovely Munich pilsner malt that they put in their beers. However, I prefer their Helles, and I don't think this is as good as the Hofbrau Oktoberfest beer. But as I said before, don't get me wrong, I'm splitting hairs. It is millimetres in it, but I think the Hofbrau just shaded it a little bit. But this is still a 10 out of 10 beer. It is ultimately drinkable. It's superb. And yeah, they do only do this. This is a seasonal beer. You won't be able to buy this all year round. So if you haven't already got any of this, get some before it goes, because people snap this stuff up. All the Oktoberfest beers are basically usually the best beers that the brewery produces. However, I think their Helles is slightly better than this, but again, that is just, I'm talking millimetres here in how much better it is. But that's definitely a good one. That's going to get a 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend it. So in the table of Oktoberfest beers so far, Hofbrau, number 1. I'm going to put the Paulaner stuff at number 2. Spaten, number 3. Löwenbräu, number 4. But I have to revisit that, so that could jump up the table. I've still got the Hacker-Pschorr in the fridge, so that could usurp all of them. And I'm still trying to get hold of the Augustiner stuff. I cannot find that anywhere for sale in the United Kingdom. I saw it on a German site, but they wanted me to buy 32 bottles of it, and it was... No, they wanted me to buy 24 bottles of it, and that would have cost me 32 quid plus the shipping, so that would have been about, just shy of, 45 quid, something like that. And I just bought 24 bottles of the Oktoberfest beer from Augustiner. As much as I know I'd love it. Money's a bit tight this month, so I can't really justify that sort of money on a crate load of beer. The missus would have a fucking heart attack if she sees all the beer getting delivered. She's already seen all this lot getting delivered. But that's what's coming up. as I said, they're my, at the moment, that's how it stands in my opinion for the best Oktoberfest beers. If I get the Augustiner, I will try and review that. Sharpish. I've still got the Hacker-Shore to come, and I've still got the revisit of the Löwenbräu. But yeah, that is in second place. That is a really, really good Oktoberfest Märzen. Highly recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.